Hello, my name is Brian Cochran with Tech Insights, and this is episode number 8. What is Clubhouse and how can I use it for business and or for ministry? Today is going to be a wonderful day to learn about an app that I learned about just recently, and Clubhouse is the name of the app. Clubhouse is a social audio app for iOS and Android where users can communicate in audio chat rooms that accommodate groups of thousands of people. Clubhouse is a new type of social network based on voice only, meaning audio, where people can from around the world come together and talk, listen, and learn from each other in real time. Clubhouse is like listening to a podcast on steroids, with hundreds of thousands of podcasts that you can enjoy and join in at any time and become a guest speaker all at the same time. That's what's so powerful. One of the most powerful things about Clubhouse is that it's pretty cool. I like it and been using it a lot. Clubhouse is like a podcast on steroids, as I said earlier. It's incredible. Because Clubhouse is audio only, you can drop into your favorite rooms while you're commuting, walking around, or at the park, on the mall, or on your way to work, or just before you go to bed. 24/7, 7 days a week, Clubhouse is available. I know I used to, up until I found Clubhouse, I would turn on YouTube and listen to audio or try to find some podcasts. But the cool thing about Clubhouse, now it's a combination of all the above, so I'm able to just kind of chime in and listen, and put me to sleep sometimes, depending on what subject matter I'm on. Or I can learn. I can do a bunch of different things at the same time. That's one of the most awesome things about Clubhouse. Clubhouse offers what is called rooms. Rooms are conversations in Clubhouse take place in these rooms. You title the room, or there's a title for each room, and if is displayed above the name of the speaker. If a club is a host of conversations, you'll also see the club's name in the house icon. Rooms can be public or private, so meaning that you can be invited to a room that is private, or it's open to the public, and then based upon the type of room, whatever who set it up, you'll be able to either join in that way. It's wonderful, fantastic. Now, also, what's so cool about it is, and let me slow down just a second, and this is probably going to take a bit longer because it's so enriched and so awesome and so new that every time I look at it a little bit more and more, I kind of get more insight on what it's all about. But it has, just like, when you go to a conference, and this conference has a ton of breakout sessions, and each breakout session has a stage, and each stage has either a single speaker, a couple speakers, the interview style, or it can be a panel. And then within that breakout room, you'll be able to raise your hand, and when they open it up for questions, you're able to ask questions and so forth. And what's so cool about this app is that you can chime in at any time. They may recognize you or not. They can turn on and off the raising of the hands if you want to ask questions until they're ready for you to ask questions, or it's open for you to do both. It is so awesome because you can, which I'll get into in a minute as far as how to use it for your business, but just kind of planting the seed to get your juices, your creative juices flowing. It's where you can end up being on the stage based upon how they set the room up. And if it's open up, then they can bring you up into the room as a moderator or as a speaker of the room. So that way you're able to be the authority in the room. You can also create a town hall meeting around the cause or your concern, which is kind of cool. Clubhouse town hall meetings are held on Sundays at 9 a.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. They'd love for you to ask questions. You have your questions in. So say, for instance, what they'll do is that they have a section that on their app that you can go to that says you want to set up a town hall meeting, and it's supposed to be in before Friday by 5 p.m. And then what they may do is, based upon how many like-minded subject matters, because you'll type in the subject matter, you'll type in the time that you want to do it, and so forth. Then what they may do is group them together, so that way you'll gain ultimate more followers or people in your room based upon that as well. So that, they're organically helping you grow the opportunity for in this town hall meeting, just like any town hall meeting, that you have concerns and questions. And so if you pose a question, then you'll be in the way I believe it's set up. You're able to be one of the speakers in the main speakers up on the panel, up on the stage, and then everybody else who wants to join in will join in, and then you go back and forth, set up your dialogue, your questions based on the questions of the town hall meeting. Those questions come up first, then you can open it up for folks to be able to ask questions as the meeting goes along. Awesome, man, awesome. So how can I use it for my business or ministry? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you 8 ways that you can use Clubhouse for your business or ministry. Number 1, networking opportunities. Based on your business, you can find opportunities to share your business within, just like I said earlier, it's like you go through these hallways, and then based upon how you set up your, and I'm going to do this first before I probably should have put this earlier, that when you sign up for Clubhouse, it'll ask you some questions of your interest, and based upon your interest, it'll automatically give you some hallways based upon that, some rooms that you can go into based upon the interest that you have. But you can always add more interest a little bit later on. So you have the opportunity to say, okay, well, my business is perfect for, I do dog grooming, and then you got a dog room. Then you go into that room where the dogs are. You can start talking about different ways of grooming dogs and prepare your dogs and that kind of stuff. And you can network with those folks, or they have a network of, okay, in your area, for instance, you want to put together your own little directory of groomers that y'all can work together, that you don't want to drive to Chicago, you don't want to drive to LA, you live like we live in Pomona, so you find some others, you network back and forth, so that way you don't have to drive to LA. Then they refer people to you, you refer people to them. That's another way of networking as well. And one of the cool things about it, when they first launched Clubhouse, a ton of, let me take a drink of water, I'm sorry. You can network with, the way they set it up, some of your big shots, some of your tech people, from Elon Musk to even Amazon, Jeff Bezos, and you name it, are influencers that are actually on Clubhouse, where you're able to go and they'll have discussions. Gary Vaynerchuk, and so all these different people will have these rooms and stuff that you have access to, that you can network with, as well as get in the room. And maybe they don't provide the service, but then because you're part of going into the room and have an opportunity to introduce your business, you have an opportunity to network with the stars, be able to get your name out there as an authority with them, because some of these folks, like Elon Musk, is not going to answer the question. Well, you can answer the question, or you can, the cool part about it is that you can see who's in the room, and based upon the question, if that person isn't answering the question, who's asking the question, say they don't provide the service, that's where you can make them a friend, and then you must sign up, either Instagram, and I want to say, oh God darn it, I forgot who the other one is. Anyway, I think it's Twitter, or is it Facebook? One or the other, but I know for sure it's Instagram, that you're able to DM them, and there's no direct DMing, meaning direct messaging on the platform as far as Clubhouse. But what you can do is go to these other 2 platforms that you put your contact information in, and have it set up that you can go to that, and so you can follow that person, go to their DM, and they DM them directly to say, okay, hey, by the way, they can't do the service, but I can provide the service for you. So networking opportunities are fantastic and huge, and because it's only like a little over a year new, and brand new for Android, it started off with as iOS only, and now it's on Android. There are more Android users, and they're just getting started, so you can take advantage of these new folks that are coming on every day. There's millions and millions of people that are joining, and it's incredible. The networking opportunities is endless based upon it's a brand new app, and folks are looking to network and looking for opportunities to share their business, and you do the same based upon this new platform. Number 2, you can be an authority by hosting your own room. And so once you get started and you start following people, they'll follow you back, and so on and so forth. When you post a subject matter based upon your niche and create a room, the cool thing based upon how Clubhouse has set it up, the algorithm that people sign up at. So if you're saying you're doing whatever, you're doing a prayer, or you're doing, you're selling a consultant, or whatever, that when you host a room based upon the interest that you put, other folks put their interest in. The algorithm is set up that'll pull people to bring it up. So like when I open up my app or even on the notifications, it pops because of my interest. It pops it up on my phone. And so, oh, wow, I can join in and be able to grab people to be part of your room, and that you can do presentations, you can do your town hall meetings, you can do your own version of town hall meetings, you can do your own seminars, you can do your own conversation in your own room. Next is panel discussions. And you can set up, because on the stage, because the way the stage is set up, you can say who's going to be on the stage of 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7 people, 8 people, whatever, on the stage. And then you do a panel discussion about the subject matter of what you're trying to do. Next is learn more about your business from the professionals, and you'll be able to ask them questions. A lot of times, in order to, you don't know what the answer is, you don't know how to grow your business, or you don't know how to get into another niche. Because of Clubhouse being the way it's set up, you're able to go into these various rooms and you can just sit back and learn, and then you're able to ask questions about whatever it is. And it's free information because the app is free. And so with this free information, you're able to learn and glean from it, listen in your own rate, listen at your own time. So that way you're able to glean from that and continue to grow your business. And at the same time, you'll be able to ask questions. Next is number 4 is you can create your own Clubhouse. You're saying, what is a Clubhouse? Glad you asked. Clubhouse sees clubs as a way to host a series of intimate conversations with a defined community of people. Clubhouse wants you to see clubs grow into communities of people that come together regularly based on shared interests, identities, activities, and more. And so the cool thing about that is, so when you first get started, you may not want to start a club yet until you start building up, being on there for a while, becoming authority in what you're doing, and then people want to follow or following you. Then once they start following you, then you can create your own club. Or you can create a club and then little by little grow it into that. So I'm not telling you exactly how to do it because it's really new. So you can do it either way. So you can start one at any time. It's a fantastic tool. The only thing, especially if you're new to Clubhouse, they're asking that club founders to commit to host a recurring meetup and as many ad hoc ones as you want, but they want to be consistent. So if you're not just getting started with Clubhouse, I don't suggest you starting a club yet. First, get to know it. First, master it, and then become the authority. Get people to follow you. And when they follow you, you have your own club or a little membership meetup that you do that you can have other people moderated for you. So that way you don't have to do it all the time. That's the networking part, where people that are part of your network, that they can host, so say, for instance, you can't do it, then you can continue your club based upon having the subject matter, having a different guest speaker in the genre that you're in, that it's all around you. So you have access to those people, because as they grow, as your club grows, your identity grows, your business grows, your ministry grows, and you grow because you're part of this free network. Excuse me. 1 second. All right. Next, number 5. As I said earlier, when you first register on Clubhouse, they ask you your interests. And based on the subjects, Clubhouse algorithm will put your interest into your hallway. So that way you can go in and start networking, go in and start building your followers, because you're following them and almost everybody as you start doing it, and you become a speaker. And you ask questions, and they bring you up, and they see that you know what you're talking about. Then other folks will ask you to be a part of their panels, be a part of their room. And so that way you'll grow and grow and grow based upon the interest. So when you first sign up, take the time. I didn't because I didn't understand it at first. And so I had to go back, and now I've done more interest, and I see more things now that I understand how Clubhouse works. That's what I'm telling you now. It'll save you time. It'll save you interest. It'll save you. And by what I've learned, the mistake that I made is, now that I know, I want to let you know, take your time. When you first sign up, take your time and go through the interest. And then as you go through the interest of knowing what you want, based upon what you want to do as far as learning, what you want to do as far as growing, what you want to do as far as starting, what you want to do as far as networking, do all those interests based upon the business that you're in. And same thing with ministry, what you specialize in, what you do even in ministry to build your church, that you need to be consistent. And then those interests, one of either helping yourself grow or helping you, go out and seek a saved which has lost, or be able to build your ministry around having your online presence or having your social media presence by doing a Clubhouse. Because, when you're driving downtown, you can start a club, you can start a room, get it going. You can do 24-hour prayer, all these things. But again, I got sidetracked. I apologize. Make sure when you register to do your interest. I'm so excited about this app because it's incredible. Number 6, you can also do Clubhouse scheduling. So you can go ahead and schedule a time that you're going to do a conversation, a panel, or whatever. That's powerful. So say, for instance, you want to do every Wednesday at such and such time. I'm not sure how many you can do at one time. I haven't done that yet because I'm still learning about it. I'm not scheduling yet because right now I'm just learning about the platform before I get into doing more. I realized as I watched it, I got to commit to a day at a time. That Clubhouse is going to be my day to really build a room and do a broadcast kind of thing. Right now, I'm just gleaning and learning how to use it. So that way, 1, I can share what I'm sharing with you now. And then 2, in the future, I'll be able to schedule my own, build my own clubs, do my own town hall meetings and that kind of stuff. But first, I'm going to learn about it and master learning about it. Then as I learn it, as I get enough followers that I believe that I'm ready to go out and start a room, that I will. But the cool part about it is you are able to schedule ahead of time what it is that you're going to be doing in your room. Number 7, Clubhouse rooms can be for many days. Yeah, it's so funny when I first heard about that. I was watching one day, and that's how I learned about it. I'm like, wow, it's the same time. It was like 2 days later, it was still on, because if you build up enough following and have enough people that are part of your team that are on stage, and then you can go out and come back in, because as long as you don't cancel the room will continue on based upon how many moderators you have, how many speakers you have, and then how you allow other folks to become speakers. So the room can continue on based upon the conversation. From what I understand right now, there are no time limits on how long the conversation or the room can be open. So that is powerful as you grow. So if you're doing for ministry purposes, I'll use it for ministry purposes. If you're doing a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week prayer, that prayer room can be always open, have a bunch of moderators. You can go in and out, do your hour, do your 2 hour, do your 15 minutes, whatever. Somebody else can take over and continue the prayer. That is one of the most powerful things for ministry that I see. And it's audible, so that way a person can just listen in and be blessed and chime in and raise their hand and pray if they want to pray. They can put their prayer request in and so forth. And so there's no limit of how long your room can be open. In conclusion, let me take one more drink of water. I apologize. I got a little cold, trying to get over a cold. And I've been drinking tea. So trying to loosen this stuff up. Clubhouse, again, is available both on iOS and Android. It's not available on desktops or laptops. It's only available on your smartphone or your tablet, one or the other. But it's not available for you can look at it, what it's about, but you can't actually use it. One of the downsides of Clubhouse right now, which I don't know if they're ever doing or not, you cannot record on the app. But what you can do is there's tons of recording apps that are available that you can record the session through a third-party recording app that's in the app, either on iOS or Android. So there are apps that are available that you can just record the vocal of the room, so that way you can have it for yourself as well as to go back to reference, because it doesn't record that once the room is done, it's over. It's almost like how Snapchat is, except this is audio, but it lasts a whole lot longer and is a lot longer. They can stay online, but it does not record. If you're not on Clubhouse, you need to do it. It's incredible. I'm telling you. Once you get in, you get hooked. Once you now that you understand that you pull up the interest of your interest, there can be personal interests of your own that you want to learn and participate in, as well as for business, because we're talking about for business, that it's incredible. So if you're not on it, get on it. Learn about it. There's tons of videos on how to use it, how to use it the right way. Hopefully this will motivate you to do so. It's free to join. So right now it's free. I don't know if I think it'll probably maybe always be free, but they're going to probably have to some kind of way, because there's no way of monetizing it yet. Some kind of way, eventually they're going to monetize it some kind of way. So maybe it may do some before the room starts. There will be some advertising or something like that, but just know that right now it's free. Make Clubhouse a part of your social media mix, because it's one of those where Facebook is dying. When I first got on Facebook, if I did an event, all my people that are on my list would get it. Now they're making you pay, which I get it, because they got to monetize it some kind of way. So what Facebook has done is it doesn't go to everybody that's on your list. The same way with Twitter. Everybody, when you do a tweet and you send it out, everybody that's on your list don't get it, because how they make the money is to try to get you to pay for everybody to see it. So with Clubhouse right now, because it's so new, there's no charge. So that way, when you send something out based upon your people following you, that it'll do it, as well as because of the interest that a person puts in when they join, yours will pop up automatically. So you can have millions of people that see your room and want to come based upon your topic, want to join into your room. It will replace Facebook for having access to more people. Again, even when I do my live broadcast, like I'm doing right now, I'm not doing it for, I've learned something about Facebook that I use it for on a side note for those who are using it for business, that when I post something to Facebook, it's just there as a feed. I use YouTube and my other means of marketing to get it into the marketplace without spending money for marketplace for Facebook ads. I use it whereas I'm staying consistent, so people that go on my pages, they can see the content there. I'm not looking to get a million people because it's not set up to do so. It's they changed it up a lot. They make it harder and harder for you to use. It's a premium service now, so it means that a freemium service that is free for you to be a part. But in order to reach more people, you got to pay, which is what I said earlier. So for me, with Clubhouse, it's free, it's new. And while it's the wild, wild west, so it's wide open for you to generate as many leads as you want to, grow it as much as you need to, and be one of the first, be first in your area to do it, because a lot of churches aren't on it yet, a lot of small businesses aren't on it yet, and it's growing every day. So you have an opportunity to join in. This is Brian Cochran. I thank you so much for being a part of. I know it took a little bit longer than I normally do, but I thought this is the wild, wild west. I'm gonna say it again, that Clubhouse is the app that will revolutionize your business in a most cost-effective way, because all it's going to cost you time. So with you having the time to be able to put into it, the more you learn about it, the more you can share. The more you share, the more you can grow your business. The more you can share your testimony for your ministry, the more you can get out there into the marketplace to be able to build the kingdom of God at the same time. We'll talk to you later. God bless you. This is Tech Insights with Brian Cochran, and I hope you have a wonderful day.